Hello, this is Chris Kobe with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and you are watching the Video Voters Guide or listening to our podcast. We're here today to talk with candidates running in the November 5, 2024 general election. We're grateful for the support of the Carol and Velma Sailing Foundation, the League of Women Voters of Portland Education Fund, the Weiss Foundation, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. With me is Theo Hathaway Zahner, a candidate for Portland City Council, District 3. District 3 covers most of Southeast Portland. Welcome, Mr. Zahner.
Hey, thanks for having me, Chris.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for this office.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Theo. I live in the Madison South neighborhood with my husband and our two dogs. I grew up on the coast in a small logging town. During the downturn of the timber industry, experienced at that time, our community losing a lot of jobs and being in kind of an economic downturn. So I kind of see a lot of similarities to, what's happening in Portland right now with some of the struggles we're having. I currently work at Portland Community Reinvestment Initiatives. We're an organization that serves the Black community in North and Northeast Portland with affordable housing. A lot of the families we serve were redlined into this neighborhood 50 years ago and now being gentrified out. We make sure that there's affordable places for those folks to live. I'm also on the board of We Shine, and we're a nonprofit that builds transitional housing in the form of micro-villages. We move people off the streets and move them into a little neighborhood-based village where they're able to get wraparound services and rebuild their community and their lives and move back into stable housing. And it's these kind of solutions that I want to bring to City Council.
Let's turn to those issues. What are your ideas for working productively with the other council members from District 3 if you are elected?
The other council members from District 3, when we're out on the campaign circuit, I always treat them as potential coworkers, partners, constituents, because ultimately they can vote for me as well. And I continue to, get really the same kind of feedback when I'm out campaigning from my other candidates. It's been a really positive experience. And so the way that I intend to work with them going forward is through collaboration, like working on issues that the voters bring to us and finding solutions together.
You are listening to the Video Voters Guide interview and podcast of Theo Hathaway Zahner, a candidate for Portland City Council, District 3. What, if any, actions would you consider taking to address the current concerns related to the critical energy infrastructure hub on the Willamette River?
Yeah, big issue. We need to do a comprehensive threat study so we know exactly what the potential risks are, and address them, and also on top of that, reduce our need on fossil fuels as a community.
Are you satisfied with the performance of the Joint Office of Homeless Services? If not, what changes would you support?
Well, I serve on the Supportive Housing Services Community Advisory Committee to the Joint Office. They've made a lot of progress, but I'm not. No, I'm not really satisfied. I feel like if you have homeless services in your name, then I want to see, at the end of the year, telling me how many people you were able to house and get off the streets. Ultimately, the solution is building more shelter beds in the short term and more affordable housing in the long term.
Turning to your candidacy, what skills, experience, and interests distinguish you from the other candidates for District 3 Council?
Uh, well, first of all, my experience working with, some of the most housing insecure folks in our community. I am the only candidate with a degree in community development from Portland State University. Uh, I worked in restaurants for quite a few years, and I mean, if you're going to be good working on a team, that's a good place to start. I don't know if you've ever seen the show The Bear. It's kind of like that, where you're like, yes, chef, behind you, and just communication is what I'm trying to say. Really being able to see all the working parts, work as a team, and communicate.
Which, if any, strategies described in the draft 2024 Portland Housing Production Strategy could or would you support?
I support all of them. One thing that I was most proud to see in that strategy is the focus on our friends and neighbors from communities that have been historically marginalized and left out of the housing market. That is also related to the work I do at PCRI. And so having that as a baseline of like how we know we are successful is great to see. It's going to be all about implementing the strategy while I'm in office.
Thank you, Mr. Sainer. This concludes our video voters guide and podcast interview of the League of Women Voters of Portland of Theo Hathaway Sainer, running for the office of Portland City Council, District 3. Election day is Tuesday, November 5. Be sure to inform yourself about the candidates and exercise your right to vote. Thank you for your interest.